Hey guys, Josh here. I'm the Director of Coaching at P4S Golf. Today's workout is all about unilateral work. All that is a fancy word for a single arm or single leg. So what we're gonna do is that's gonna help us work on a lot more on trunk and core stability, shoulder stability, and hip stability. All super important things when we're trying to swing, load into the trail, shoulder, trail, hip, and then unload into the lead hip. We need that single leg balance, single leg strength, and also in the right arm, trail arm and lead arm in the golf swing as well. So let's get into it. We're gonna start our workout warming up on the floor. You'll just need a mat, you'll need some dumbbells, you'll need a foam roller, and a resistance band that you can anchor into a doorway. So get that set up. And if you wanna hit pause, go ahead and get that set up, and then I'm gonna meet you down on the floor for the warm up. So from here, we're gonna start with an active straight leg raise. All that means is that one leg is straight, this knee's bent, a foot flat on the floor, and I'm gonna take my fingertips and just tuck them underneath my lower back. So I wanna maintain that slight bit of space here in my lower back, keeping my core braced. The goal of this is to not move your trunk back and forth like this, which means I'm gonna keep this nice and stable. We want our lumbar spine to stay stable. We're gonna do 6 on each side here. So knee stays straight, raise it up, stop just short of the point where you feel your lower back crunching your hand, and then tap the heel. There's 1, bring it up again, and tap down. 2, should feel, as we do 3, a little stretch in the back of the leg, keep that knee straight, we don't wanna see it bend. 4, squeeze it up, hold for a second. 5, and I'm activating here. 6, and we're gonna switch sides. So take that other hand, tuck it underneath the small of the lower back, straighten that leg out, keeping that core braced, raise that leg up, keeping this space under the lower back just slightly, tap the heel, 1. Exhale up, there's 2. Keep the knee straight, so I'm engaging these muscles here, there's 3. I want you to feel like you're leading with the heel up towards the sky, pulling the toes back towards you a little bit. There's 5, hold, tap down. At 6, keep that core braced, hold, and there we go. There's our active straight leg raise out of the way. Now we're gonna hinge the hips a little more and load the glutes. Pull one knee to the chest. I'm gonna bring the heels, make sure that they're close to you so you can at least touch the heels or the back of your heels of your shoes with your fingertips. Then pull one knee to the chest, drive your heel into the floor so you're engaging that glute of the down leg. We're gonna do 6 on each side. 2, drive the foot through the floor. 3, 4, hold at the top for a second or 2. 5, hold, feel that glute engage. And 6, hold it, and then come back down. Now, if you felt your hamstring sort of cramp up there, all that means is that the glute's not used to having to do that much work, so it's inhibited a little bit, it's not firing what it should, and the hamstring's jumping in to help. So what you wanna do with that one, if it's cramping up on you, just do a 2-legged bridge for now, that's a good modification, and you can just do double the amount. So you could do 12 double leg bridges or 6 single legs on each side. I feel that glute working, and that's something you can even do. Number 2 here, we get into that rep, as I'm gonna drive that heel through the floor as I drive my heel down, I feel that glute engage. You can even tap that butt with your hand, give it a poke, make sure you feel it engaging. The more you poke and prod it, the more it'll respond. There's 5 by engaging that glute. 6, hold, make sure you feel it, and there we go. So that's our cook hip lift or single leg bridge out of the way. We're gonna go into a reach back now, and I'm gonna be in this position here. So one leg out to the side, like so. Push, pull the shoulders down, and I'm gonna try and lengthen my spine here. So I don't wanna be rounded like this. I'm gonna actually try and stick my butt out. So you can see when I do that, my spine lengthens out. And as soon as I do that, I feel the stretch in here in the hip and groin, which is what we want. Push the butt out, hand behind the forehead, and I'm gonna reach across, elbow to elbow, and then back. Open up, reach across, open up, pushing down through this arm. 2, we're gonna do 6 on each side. 3, stretch it out. Inhale down, exhale up. 4, 5, and 1 more. 6, there we go. Switch it sides, so from here, get that leg, the heel, should be coming out straight from the knee here. Okay, so the foot's not way back here, it's not way up here. It's basically straight out from the knee. Stick your butt out. That's where you're gonna feel the stretch right back here. Push the butt out, rock it back a little bit till you feel that stretch. Hand behind the ear, and you're gonna reach across to the elbow and back. There's one. Inhale down, exhale up. 2, push through this down arm. Inhale down, exhale 3, 4. Inhale down, 5. And one more. Inhale down and stretch up that 6. There we go. So you're opening the trunk, and we're also getting some stretching in the back of the hips and the hamstrings. So now we're going to get into what we call a 90-90 position. So from here, you've got your rear shin and your front thigh parallel, and you got your rear thigh and your front shin parallel lines. We got 90 degrees at each, and you're going to push down through the arms to get your chest up tall. You can see here, my spine is as tall as I can get it. I am not crouching down like that. So we're nice and tall, and I'm going to try and rock forwards over top of this leg and then back, hinging from the hip. So you can see here, if I face you, the camera, what I'm moving forwards and back, and we're gonna try and keep this hand not out here, but as close as we can. Hinge forward and back. Hinge forward 6 times. There we go. 1, hinge forward 2, keep the chest tall. Think about your belly button moving forward, not down. 3, if you can, try and just use fingertips. 4, or last progression, take the hands off. 5, one more. Push this leg down into the floor. There's 6. From there, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna keep this same position. Now we're gonna take the back leg, okay? And we're gonna try and lift it off the floor if we can. Now I'm using this back leg. Hold and down. Stay nice and tall through the trunk. See if you can bring that off and squeeze it up. If it's cramping up, you can just keep it on the floor, okay? And then you can just try and maybe lift that knee off, okay? If you can lift the knee off, then try and lift the foot off, okay? So we're gonna do that 5 times on each side. Again, you can keep the foot down if you need to. 3, 4, and again, or bring the whole leg off. There we go. So now we're gonna switch that 90-90 to the other side. Again, we got our 90 degrees at each knee. Back shin, front thigh parallel. Front shin, back thigh parallel. Push through the hands, chest stays up, and you're going to move forward and back till you feel a stretch in the glute down here of the front leg, kind of right where I'm sitting on this hip. Hinge the chest forward from the hip so we're not slouching down here. We're staying nice and tall. Hinge forward. So the more we can open up these hips, the more we're going to be able to load into them in the golf swing, push into the ground, which is what we want. So the hips are really the connection between your lower and upper body. Hinge forward, you're going to do 6 on each side. Push this foot into the floor as you do that. Again, you can also try and take this hand off the floor, just use fingertips. Hinge forward, hold the stretch, and back. And now we're going to try to either keep the foot on the floor and bring this leg up and get some movement in your hip without your chest opening up. We keep that pointing there, lift it up, or you can try and lift the leg off. Again, you'll definitely feel it in this hip. If it gets to the point where it's cramping up, you can, again, keep this toe down and open the leg up. We're doing 5. There's 2, 3, 4. Feel that hip working and keep the chest pointing this way. And 5. Whew, all right. Hips are definitely warmed up. So now we're going to transition up to standing and finish off this warm-up. From here, I'm just going to do some old school jumping jacks. Okay, so from this position, feet are close together, hands are at your side, straddle, and then the hands come up overhead and then back in. Okay, so it's 1, we're going to do 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, there's 10, 10 more. 5, 6, 7, 18, and there's 20. Now, If you found that your shoulders got to be a little sore doing that, you could go this way. That's fine too, but it can get a little complicated trying to go this way and this way, okay? That's an option though. If you do this video again, you found that your shoulders got a little bit tight, you can just go across this way, out, and back, okay? Totally fine. So you should be feeling like you're getting blood's flowing, you're getting warmed up, okay? Our last exercise here, we're gonna do a reverse lunge and twist. So I'm going to start with my feet close together, step back into a lunge, and then I'm gonna turn my trunk. So don't just reach your arms across. I want you to kind of pull your arms back, turn your chest towards that front leg. Feel like you're almost looking over your shoulder. Find balance, come back to the front, stand up, reverse the step, come down. You don't have to get to the floor, but feel like you're really loading your front leg. Turn, we're gonna do 6 on each side. Come up, down, rotate and turn, back to the front. And step back, turn. There's 2. Step back, rotate the chest. There's 3. Turn. 4. All the way up. Rotate and turn towards that front leg. Make sure that foot doesn't lift off. And step back. There's 5. Down, turn and rotate back. 1 more, so we're getting the hips warmed up, we're getting that trunk warmed up. There we go. All right, so you should feel like the blood's flowing. You definitely got some, the heart rate up a little bit. So now we're gonna get into the workout. You're gonna need to get your step, you're gonna need a little step stool and some light dumbbells or no dumbbells, okay? So for this exercise, your step, it can be from off the floor. This is probably about 1 foot high. You could even go with a shorter step. What we're trying to do here is get the 1 foot on the step, get your chest over top of this step, okay? So we want your weight to be on that front foot, and now I'm gonna drive my foot through here and stand up all the way to top. See if you can balance. If you have to tap this toe on the step, that's fine. And then you're gonna hinge back, keep your weight on the front foot. So I touch this bottom foot, but it's not, I'm not unweighting it. I keep my weight over the front foot, balance at the top, feel that glute engage, sit back, and then drive up again. I'm gonna do 6 on each side. Hinge the hips back. You can see my chest comes forward all the way up. There's 3, hinge back, all the way up. There's 4, hinge the hips back. I touch this foot down to the floor, but I'm not unloading the weight. 1 more. Chest stays over the front foot. Push that front foot through the step. Control it on the way down. Then I'm just gonna switch sides from here. Again, this is unilateral, so just working the one side, but I got a hinge from the hips here. You can see my chest is right over the ankle, so we're not starting here and pushing up with the bottom knee. It stays straight. Drive this foot down through the step and balance. We get nice and straight at the top. Drive it through the floor and balance. Hinge back all the way up. There's 3. Hinge back, control it on the way down. So if you have to use a shorter step, that's totally fine to use a bit of a shorter step all the way up. And 1 more. Drive through the floor, come all the way up, and then come down. All right, so make sure you can balance pretty easily on that. We're gonna get some dumbbells now and do what we call a split RDL. So this is a hinge type exercise. From here, we're balancing on the 1 foot. We're gonna have the other foot back here. You're using that back toe for balance, but I'm gonna try and push the butt back. So I'm pushing the hips back. I'm not reaching the arms down, just pushing the butt back till I feel like the dumbbells are on either side of my kneecap, and then I come all the way up. So we're really loading the one leg. I'm loading my right leg as I sit back, keep my core braced. There's 3. We're doing 6 on each side here. Butt back, hold, drive through the floor. There's 4, hinge back, sit back. 5, and again. And 6. From here, switch it up. Push foot into the ground, and we're gonna sit back. Boom, back. There's 1, all the way up. Sit back, hold for a second. Hinge the butt back. Inhale down, exhale up. Again, we're not reaching down, you're pushing the butt back. 4, 2 more, butt back, 5, and again, and 6. From here, we're gonna set those dumbbells down and work on that step up again. So forward leaning step up just means you're hinged from your hip. We should feel that glute's engaged. Get the chest staying tall over top of this front foot. So I should feel that I could almost pick this bottom foot up off the ground because I got all the pressure on this leg. I drive that top foot down through the floor as I stand up. There's 1. Come down under control. 2 to the top, hinge back. So I want you to feel like you can control this all the way to the bottom. There's 3. If you feel like you get about halfway down and then you can't control it and you fall, that means the step is too high. So use a lower step. Even if you have to use a stair at home or a yoga block or something like that. There's 5, hinge the hips back. 1 more, drive through the floor, balance, and come down. Then we're just gonna simply switch sides. Get balance here, so I'm loading this hip. Again, you can see here my knee is bent, but it's not bending forward a lot, okay? It's right over the shoelaces, chest is over the same spot, and I drive through the foot to stand up, and then I hinge back at the hip. The chest stays over here, and the butt goes back, and then I drive through the floor. There's 2. Balance at the top, control down, drive up, hinge back at the hips, touch, 3, hinge back, touch, 4, all the way to the top. You should feel that that leg is straight and the glute is engaged at the top. Hinge back, drive through the floor. 5, got 1 more to go. Sit back and come on up, boom, all the way up. That's great. Control it all the way down. And now we're going to go into our RDL, okay, with the split stance. So I got those dumbbells again, light to moderate weight dumbbells. Main thing is that you can balance and you can hinge from the hips and butt without losing posture. So the posture from my hips up through my chest stays the same. Push the butt back. We're doing 6 on each side. Again, this is just for balance. That back foot, butt back. There's 2, hinge back, keep your core strong. Push through the floor. 3, you can feel the butt go way back and then up. I'm not really bending my knee a lot here at all. It just stays unlocked. There's 4, I got 2 more. Butt back and up. 1 more. And there we go. There's 6. Switch sides. I'll just show you on this side here. Tap the toe there just for balance. Butt goes back. Hinge the hip. I feel that in the hamstring all the way up to my glute. There's 2. Exhale up. Inhale back. Exhale up. 3. Inhale back. Exhale up. 4. 2 more to go. Back. 5 and 1 more. Inhale back. Exhale up. That's 6. Great job, guys. So we got that set, superset done. Now we're going to get down to upper body. So we're going to do superset for the upper body. We got a row with the band, okay? You're gonna use your band at an anchor point here. Have a dumbbell handy. So we're gonna take that band with the anchor point somewhere between waist and chest high. Split stance here. So I'm gonna take my 1 foot that same side that I'm pulling with, and I'm going to have that foot back, keep the chest up, and we're going to try and pull this shoulder back. So as I pull back here, and I'm rowing, the other arm's gonna come forward, so getting some rotation. The key here is not to pull the hand into here, okay? I'm not just trying to pull my hand in, I'm trying to pull my elbow back as far as I can by keeping the chest tall and rotating a little bit here from the chest so we get this lat muscle to engage. All right, we're gonna do 6 on each side here, and I'm gonna pull 1, squeeze, 2, hold that for a second or 2, feel this squeeze back here. 3, sorry, we're actually gonna do 8 on each side with this one. 4, big pull. 5, if you have a really strong band, you can maybe go down to 6 reps, but you should feel those last couple are challenging. There's 5, hold that squeeze at the end, make sure that you feel the muscle behind your armpit engaging and squeezing, the chest staying pretty tall. 2 more, pull back, and again, squeeze and hold. you should feel that right down the side. So I'm just gonna switch hands here, switch the stance. So if I'm pulling in my left hand, my right foot's forward, pull back, and the other arm will pull forward. Feel that you're squeezing across that shoulder blade and upper back. 3, 4, squeeze back. 5, keep your eyes up on the anchor point where that band's coming out from. 6, 2 more, squeeze that upper back. 7, and again. 8, excellent job. So after that row, we work the back side of the body. Now we're gonna work the front side down on the floor. Find that dumbbell, okay? And from here, we're going to work on a floor press, okay? So we're taking that dumbbell, tip it up on its side, all right? So then you don't have to try and awkwardly grab the dumbbell this way. You could injure your elbow or wrist or shoulder. So have that dumbbell here, lay on your side, okay? Grab it this way, roll onto your back. So from here, knees are bent, feet flat. Then we bring the dumbbell up. It's gonna be wrist even with the shoulder, and it's just even with the lower chest. So we don't have it floating up here, it's down like so. And I'm going to smoothly come down till my elbow touches the floor, and then I'm gonna press back up. Control it down, we're gonna do 8 here. Press 2, control it on the way down. 3, and when I get to the bottom, that wrist is directly over top of my elbow. 4, the elbow doesn't come wide in the wrist in this way. We want the elbow right underneath the wrist. 5, 6, control it down, tap the elbow. 7, and the shoulder blade is packed down away from the ear. Bring it to the middle of the chest before we switch hands. Never switch hands right over top of the face. If you miss grabbing the dumbbell, you might have an expensive dentist bill coming. So let's keep that shoulder blade packed down here, right? And then that dumbbell is even with the lower half of the chest. Elbow directly underneath the wrist here. Press it up. 1, tap the elbow. 2, control it on the way down. 3, down smooth. 4, there's 5, press, control it down. 6, 2 more, tap up, and 1 more. And 8, that's great. So from here, when we finish, instead of just tossing the dumbbell to the side, bring it down to the chest and just roll to the side. Let's transition now back up to standing, and we're going to go back into that row, okay? So we're going into, get your band. Again, line yourself up with the band, and from here, whatever arm I'm pulling with, the same foot is back, chest is up tall, pull back, hold the lat, come forward, pull from here to bring the elbow back, okay? That wrist should stay nice and close to the side. That's 3, we're gonna do 8 on each side. Pull back 4, 5, a little bit of trunk rotation's okay here. 6, squeeze the back, hold that finish so you squeeze it here. 7, and last one, head stays tall. There's 8, and then we're just gonna switch sides, remember to switch the feet, chest stays tall, and pull that shoulder blade back. 1, 2, pull back. 3, shoulder back, arm comes forward. 4, 5, excellent. Keep that head up tall. 6, 2 more, squeeze that shoulder back, and 1 more. 8, excellent. So you should have felt that all through the muscles here in the upper middle back. Let's go back down to the floor for that floor press. Got my dumbbell at the side here. Again, tip it up like so. Lay on my side from here. Then you can pull it into the chest and bring it up. Press it up, now I'm set. Now, we can do some progressions here. Your feet were on the floor for the first set. If you want more of a challenge, make sure you can keep that shoulder blade down. You can bring the feet off the floor like this. Bit more of a stability challenge. If you find that's really wobbly, okay, you can bring the feet back down. I'm gonna hold up here for this set. We got 8 reps. There's 1, 2, control it on the way down, nice and smooth. 3, 4, down smooth, inhale down, exhale up. 5, 6, 7, keeping that core brace. 1 more. 8, bring it to the middle of the body, all the way down. Then we're gonna switch hands. I'm just turning so you can see me on this side. From here, Again, when I say wrist over elbow, here's what I mean. You should be able to see at the bottom, we want the wrist to be right here, not in here or out here. So that's what you want to be feeling when you're going through the press here. I'm going to get set, press it up, keep that core braced so the back stays flat to the floor. You might find on your non-dominant side, this is my left, this is my non-dominant side, it's a little more challenging stability-wise, keeping that shoulder grounded. You want to feel that shoulder blade. That's 3 reps is packed down. Away from the ears, 4, 5, hold. And at the top, we don't want it up here, right here below shoulder height. 6, 7, and again, 8. Press it up, slowly bring it down in towards the chest and then just roll to your side to dismount. Awesome job, guys. So we got a great unilateral workout in here for the lower and the upper body. Push and pull on both sides. Great job, okay? I'll see you in the next workout. Take care.